minute, don't know. Get a minute of your time. Get a minute of your. Hush up, gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been knocked out, was a nice try, but I guess I get to keep my head on this time. Part of the creation, the relations I've got, the only one that keeps me safe, the only one you should trust. For sure, it ain't right that I have checked the speck of dust from all of its sides. Fall down, that from my height, cause I didn't see the plank I have in my eye.
It could be. It could be with hey!
We're back.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited.
It's been a while. I am Maria Bunt.
So hang on. You know what they say? It's been about a minute, yo.
we're cool like that.
It's been about a minute.
So welcome to our podcast, From Vision to Success.
From Vision to Success.
We are your hosts. I am Maria Bunt, your mindset BFF.
I am Miguel Martinez, you're the people's coach.
You should tackle someone.
I know. Do the rock move.
Yeah, and if you haven't followed us before, or if you've forgotten, this is where we pretty much talk about mindset, success, lessons of life that we go through, and how we apply the mindset of success to help us get through them.
What? No, why are you complicating things? That's not it. That's not it.
No? Okay.
Oh, wait, hang on. I wasn't paying attention, actually.
This guy.
Say it again?
No, is where we apply the mindset of success. The
Oh,
mindset does have, like...
Yeah.
Anyway,
She's
don't even
right.
worry. Exactly. This guy is, like, making me sound weird.
No.
But it has been a minute, like he says, since we've been here. There's been lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a few, just kind of where we've been and sort of our takeaways, and hopefully you can apply those takeaways in your life.
Yeah, and I love again. For those who are joining in, it's vision to success. Every great story starts with a vision, and it ends with success. Mm-hmm. And so what we're talking about today is, the whole thing is the middle part is the mindsets, the workload, the grind. Yes,
listen,
that's
the
the word I was looking
grind.
for. The grind.
Because we all get excited to start. We're like, okay, we got this, and we all want to finish. But really, it's the in-between where we spend the longest time, and that is the period where we become what we want to become.
Yeah.
But it's the hardest. It's where we want to give up. We're like, forget this. This is too hard.
Oh, 100%.
I'm like, I've done that multiple times.
So I'm in my PJs.
Yeah, he is.
I have a...
He's just having a moment. It's just been one of those months for him that he needs to have a moment.
So you know the story. So yeah, it's been this morning was tough. Like I hit the gym and I went with Josh.
Okay.
Right? We were doing legs, and after like the 3 plates, so our goal is to get to 4 plates. Josh already got to 4 plates.
He left you in the dust.
He did. And I could have been there too, but I just anyways, I didn't want to. I've thrown my back up before, and because of it, it stopped me from. So I'm very, very like mindful of how much I push and how hard I push. So I've pushed before, and I was doing squats as well, and so I did more than I could, and I heard like and I was like, whatever, and I just kept pushing through because you know what, the grind, right? Like 2 days.
Be smart with the grind.
Yeah. Be very smart. And then 2 days later, I was like, something's hurting, and it took me out for about 2 months. So 2 months of not working out.
Dang.
And Josh is much younger than me. He's
half your age.
Okay, relax. He's not half my age, but he is younger than I, and so he can he can go faster. But
he recovers faster.
But yeah, today I was not in the game. I was working out.
Can you lower my volume? Sorry. My volume is super loud. That's too low.
Look at this princess.
Okay, sorry, that's better. It's just because it's really loud, and I'm like, sorry guys. Okay, go ahead.
No, we're I just hit them like so this morning I can't even hear now. Hang on. Is that you? No.
I hear myself.
This is me. There we go.
I can't hear you though. Oh yeah, I can hear it now. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So anyways, going back to what I'm saying, this morning and listen, another thing is we are using a brand new system, can you guys do us a massive favor? Can you comment, just say here on wherever it is that you're watching? We see we got a couple of viewers that are logged in, but I want to make sure that our comment chat is actually working. So just that. Anyways, going back to what I was saying, my mind was not in the game. I was so something's happened over the last month. Let's just say month. And it's taken me out. And I got the final nail to this coffin this morning. And I was just like...
It was like a punch in the gut, eh?
It was. And I'll tell you why. Because last night I was still uneasy about this thing that happened. And I was going to message the party today. Right? I figured, it's been enough time. Let the smoke clear. I was going to send out a message. And as I grab my phone to start whatever, I see, email. I read it. And I'm like, it just literally, my heart just sank. And then I was like, okay, I got to shake this off. Grab my stuff, went to the gym, and I just could not shake it off.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, thanks for being here, guys.
Hey, Terry. Okay, so perfect. So we got Facebook logged on, and it is working. Amazing.
Okay, perfect.
So,
listen, human relationships are very difficult, like family relationships, friend relationships, like colleague relationships, boss, like any kind of relationship, extremely difficult. And if you have strain within a relationship, but then if you have like other people involved within that, it even becomes bigger. Yeah. So how do we manage conflict in our lives?
Well, that's what I was going to, we've done conflict resolution where if both parties are willing to talk about, then how to meet in the middle.
Ooh.
But this is not it.
No, this is not it. It's, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Listen, get ready to be canceled.
So for those who don't know, I'm always doing the sessions, the counseling sessions,
the therapy
here.
sessions, yeah. But now it's my turn.
Okay.
And I don't even know if this is gonna properly fit, but let's talk about forgiveness.
So, oh dang.
So I feel like that should be our topic today.
Okay, time out.
Okay.
First, I have to ask. They don't know, and I can't go into detail. I do apologize. But you know the details because I told you this morning.
Yes, I do know the details.
Have you ever been in a situation like this?
Perhaps logistics are a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I've been in situations where I have been cut off. I'm actually going through something like that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so it deals with...
okay, so you where we're similar is the latter part. So the email that I got today, that's what you've going through.
I didn't, but see, for you got an email. You got sort of like an explanation. You know why, even though whatever it is that happened, like you kind of understand a little bit of understanding behind it. It sucks, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it was like not even a blow up. It was like a little bit of a blow up, and I had to take a step back. And then there was like a little bit of weirdness, and then there was a full-blown cutoff without me knowing exactly why.
Oh, so you haven't gotten closure yet?
No, I didn't. So I had to make a choice to forgive and to move on, and to realize that forgiveness does not mean reconciliation, and that forgiveness is more for yourself and not necessarily for the other person. Because if you in the scriptures and if you read personal development, a lot of the big things about forgiveness, right? And it's hard to forgive someone who doesn't want anything to do with you, particularly, right? Because at least that's on my side, right?
Yeah.
So what I've been studying and I've been reading it, and I truly feel like I've gotten closure this past month. It's because the process of forgiveness does not mean that you forgive and you go back to a toxic relationship or like a toxic anything, right? What you choose to do is you choose to let go of those feelings that are going to shape your future, right? Because when you hold on to those feelings, those icky feelings that you feel right now, I 100% understand them because I've had them.
But hang on. So okay. I hear what you're saying, and I 100% agree because what you're going through is similar to the other thing. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of drama. Like you have to understand, this podcast is like a telenovela, right?
100%.
Oh my gosh, she's pregnant with whose baby? So
and just because we do this podcast, it does not mean that we don't have drama in our lives. If anything, there is drama, and and then it's hard because then you also still a person. You still have emotions. You still want to react. And then there's the other side where you kind of know where people come from, and you know that people deal with conflict differently.
Yeah.
Like people shut down sometimes, right? People avoid it. People don't want to walk through it because it freaking sucks. It's uncomfortable, right? But when you, like for us, like I feel, at least for myself, I'm like, dang it, like I don't want to do it. Like if they go low, I want to go lower. Like I just want to be a jerk, right?
Yeah.
But then it gets to a certain point where I realize that I'm walking with something that I don't need to walk with. And once you get to that point, you're like, okay, I can make a choice to move on.
Okay, so so here's what I'm saying. So what you're going through now is something similar that I went through before, where we've had these conversations.
Yeah.
And so I do understand, like, now wanting to go to that toxic environment and just pulling out.
Yeah.
Right? And be like, forget it, it's toxic, and it's for my health and it's for my family's health, and we're done, right?
Yeah.
This is not it though, because
Is it not
it
like a
wasn't.
little bit? No, I know it wasn't, but like kind of the whole thing. Maybe for you it wasn't, but maybe for the other party involved, it did become a little bit toxic on their side. Not necessarily that it had to do with you. Like the toxicity is not from your part because you were not aware, right? Like you were just and sometimes that happens. You're not aware of things that you don't see, right? You're just you're living your life, you're doing your thing, you're just being you, you're showing up as you. But then there's other people that have their own life going on, their own hardship, and then potentially here comes Miguel, like it blows up, and then you're kind of left to pick up the pieces a little bit. And so is the other party, I would say. Because it was uncomfortable for everybody, right?
Oh, 100%. It was definitely 100% uncomfortable for everybody. And I feel for the other party.
Exactly, because this is like, I feel like the choices that were made were like, you do this or else type setting, right?
Yeah.
And so it's so difficult.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about you, because you're very early on to this process. It just literally happened.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to feel the feelings, right? Because you can't just, whatever you don't deal with comes up and bubbles up in the future. That's the thing with emotions. So you're going to have to walk through these feelings, but at the end of the day, there is some type of resolution that you will need to have for you.
And so who was I talking to? So there is one person that knows, that was there present, that witnessed the entire thing go down.
Okay.
And I see this person almost every day at the gym.
Okay.
So I saw this person today, right? And they're like, how are you doing? And I told this person, well, this is what happened. This is the email that I got today. And then she's like, oh my gosh, like, and then she said, what did she say? She was, what did she say? And it just triggered something. There's a reason why all of this is happening. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, there's definitely a reason. Anyways, so we got into this topic today, and I'm like, and we're human, but I want the reason to be known now. And she goes, and then she's like, that's not how God works. Like, this is just trust him, trust in the process.
Just one foot in front of the other.
It is, yeah. And so that's how I'm somewhat dealing with this thing now. I know, and you know what the funny thing is? And here's the other thing is too. Before this went down, like this big thing that went down, about 30 minutes before, I had this premonition to go up to this person and say hi.
Okay. Did you do it?
No. And I'm now looking back and be like, would it have gone down the way that it went down if I just would have introduced myself? If I would have been like, hey, friend, not an enemy, and just talk and be like, how are you? And then it was about 30 or 40 minutes prior to everything that took place, this feeling that I got, you need to go and say hi and introduce yourself. And I didn't. And part wasn't because I wasn't paying attention to the premonition, but I kept getting pulled into many different directions. So like they wanted to take a picture, somebody else wanted to congratulate me, and then a whole bunch of other stuff, right? But I didn't follow through, and so in my mind, I'm like, anyway, next time I need to.
Go and do.
Go and do. Yeah. And
It's hard.
I know for a fact that it wouldn't have gone down the way that it went down. 100%. So I don't want to say I'm partly blamed to this, but I think I take the bigger fault here, because I was warned. I was told by someone higher. They knew what was about to happen. They knew the potential, and I just chose not to. So, yeah, so that is definitely a lesson that I'm going to walk away for the rest of my life. Maybe not go into detail in the workshop, but this is something that I am definitely going to like teach and recommend. Follow those promptings. But
Lessons. Hey, maybe this is about lessons, and maybe that's what you needed to learn, and whatever else comes out of it is going to be the lessons for that you can be used and shared, and you can grow from. So yeah, there's definitely opportunity for growth. There's discomfort here, and that's why it feels like that.
Yeah. There's definitely discomfort, and I want the peace to come now, and I want the resolution to come now. But I have to trust the process, and it happened for a reason. And you know what? A year from now, I'm hoping to look back and be like, okay, I'm grateful that it happened. Right now, I'm like,
yeah. And well, what they say, like 2020, no, hindsight is 2020.
what?
Yeah, hindsight.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what hindsight means?
Yeah. Hindsight. Just,
Hindsight. So you look back, but it's 2020 because now you can see it clearly.
but you can, I knew that. Don't question me. I didn't know
I
that.
mean, you are my elder, so yeah, okay.
Okay, you've been on this, like, your old joke since you
I'm
got
just
here. I don't
kidding. He's not
understand.
old.
Yeah. Who's the one that needed glasses? Repair.
I had, so fun fact, I had LASIK.
Yes.
Do you want to tell you a little bit about
Latex?
it? LASIK.
Oh, LASIK.
LASIK, that's the procedure. Well, it's a vision correction. I think the company itself, his name is LASIK, because I know there's other companies that also do it, but it's just it's a laser visual correction, eye correction. But I had it.
You have like a little.
I know, it's a blood vessel. It burst.
Did it?
Yeah.
Because of it?
No. I mean, it could have happened because of that, but I think it's because this past weekend I went away, so I went to a sauna, and I think it's because of the sauna that it burst.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hit the saunas?
Yeah, I went to a spa. It's called Nordic. It's in Quebec.
Okay.
It was my friend's 40th birthday, so like a group of us went down. We went on Friday. I got back yesterday.
Oh, Michelle was there.
Yeah, Michelle was
I
there.
saw Camila, right?
Yeah, Camilla. Yeah.
Yeah, I see her on Facebook all the time.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's
Yeah.
such a good friend.
Yeah.
So we went to
I've been
celebrate
liking her posts lately.
Oh, I love her so much. Fun fact, she wears corrections, and that girl is fierce.
She's what?
She works corrections. Like, she has worked in jails.
I don't know what you. Oh, correction. Oh.
She's a correctional officer, and you do not mess with her. And I love it so much. She's incredible. I know, she's incredible.
Yeah, I'm not messing with that girl.
You can't mess with her.
Yeah.
Like, she knows. She
Yeah.
will, like, take you down, no problem.
She's like.
No, but she's amazing. So it was her 40th. We all traveled down. It was some, like, awesome girl time, like, friend time. A lot of bonding. We got, like, we worked through some, like, I wouldn't say that we had conflict, but any kind of friendships has a little bit of, like, conflict here and there.
Yeah.
So we clarified a lot of stuff. We bonded. We hit the saunas. I did a cold plunge.
Did you really?
I 100% did.
Did you know? Did you know that cold plunges is the fastest way to burn fat?
I did not know. No, I did not.
Yeah. So I'm following this guy. I know I interrupted you, and I apologize. Actually, you go first, and then I'll tell you about the cold plunge.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go first.
And then you totally made me lose my train of
I
thought.
know.
So go ahead.
I know. That's why I'm like, stop. Do you still remember your point before you forget?
No.
You said cold plunge.
No, I was just gonna say they have a particular way to do it. So you hit like a hot, what is it called?
Steam
like
room.
jacuzzi. No, it's like the jacuzzi,
Yeah.
cold plunge, and then you do the steam room, right? So
Okay.
it's like 15 minutes, and then the cold plunge, it doesn't give you a time, and then the sauna is like for resting, right? But it was awesome. Anyway, go ahead.
No. So, yeah. So I Good Life sponsors. We're looking. They do. So they have in the pool area, they have a steam room, and they have a cold plunge right beside it.
Yeah.
So you can do hot and cold, right?
Yeah.
But I was looking into it, and then it said, so what happens is calories is energy, right? Like that's how you get energy through calories intake, right? So when you submerge into cold water bath, whatever, the body starts to wants to stay warm. So it starts shivering and it starts shaking and it starts whatever. And what it's using up to stay or maintain warm is your calories. So when you're in the cold plunge and you're starting to shake, it's the calories that are being eaten up and produced. So it's the fastest way to get rid
Burn
of
fat.
Yeah, burn fat.
Hey man, I'm there for like what I love about cold plunges and what I love because when I did a Spartan race last year.
Oh, where you got the worm, the tapeworm?
Just fun fact, I did not get a tapeworm.
Yeah, you got a parasite. You said
That was you. That was not me.
I've never done a.
And remember, you talked about how it came out.
Are you?
You're the one that's scared of that because apparently a friend of yours that happened to.
Haley, yes.
Yeah, not me.
Yes.
And I was like that. I don't know about that. I don't know if you guys have ever heard that. If you have, please let us know.
It's
that
mud. There's guaranteed there's crap in there.
Anyway, so he's afraid to do mud runs because he says he's going to get tapeworms.
I'm gonna get him an animal.
I've done a few mud runs and I have never gotten a tapeworm. And
No.
I don't know anyone. He knows a friend of a friend.
It's
of
not
a friend.
No,
That guy.
none of that. Don't water it down. I know someone.
A friend of a friend whose friend is cousin who's married to this person.
False. It is a person I know personally. She wanted me to do the mud run with her, Tough Mudders, and I said no. There's a conflict in date. She came back and she came back sick, and I'm like, dude, what happened? And she was a friend from the gym, and then she was like, oh my gosh, I had a tapeworm or something. Like she got it, and I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, it's from the mud. Like it's dirty mud. Like it's mud.
Yeah,
It's not clean mud. It's dirt.
I know, but out of all the people that I've never known anyone else aside from your friend getting, and I've done mud runs too, and
You've done it once.
I've done twice. Get it right.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Have you?
Yeah, this was the other one was less intense. It was only 10 kilometers. This one was 16, I believe. No, I did. My first one was a 7-kilometer one.
Yeah.
My second one, I think this one was the 10. I think this one's 10 kilometers with 25 obstacles, and it was more intense than the last one.
Yeah, but just because you drive and you don't get into a car accident doesn't mean there are car crashes. There are no car crashes out there.
That's right.
Okay, so
Yeah, okay.
It's exactly.
You choose to be safe. It's okay. I get it.
It's not that I choose to be safe. Listen, growing up in El Salvador, get out of the mud. Now I know why, because there's worms in there that will crawl in your body and do their thing. I'm not.
Anyway.
No animals crawling in my body making babies in there. Like I am not. There's no shot.
Anyway, the point of the story was that I did the Spartan race. I came out of it, and they had a sponsor that had those inflatable pools that you can go and take cold plunges.
Oh yeah.
So I went in, and my body, I was so worried that I was gonna feel like a wreck. Like I was gonna feel so like after doing the 10-kilometer run plus the 25 plus if I couldn't do an obstacle, I actually did the burpees. You didn't have to. It was like an honor system, right? You can't do an obstacle. You're supposed to do 30 burpees. I did the 30 burpees for every obstacle that I missed, and I missed 5. And then I did 20 actual obstacles, right? I had like blisters on my hand. It was amazing.
Sounds so
anyway,
awesome. Oh man, can't wait to do it.
I know. So anyway, after that, the guy that was there, he was like, hey, he's like, this is really good for a sore body. Because I thought my body was going to be super sore. I have never pushed as hard as I did that day.
Yeah.
I kid you not, I was there for 5 minutes, came out, was not sore at all for the rest of the week. It was incredible.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just for that mere fact, I'm like, I'm converted.
You know that I told you when I snapped my Achilles tendon.
Yeah,
Did I ever tell you?
Yes, you did. I remember.
Yeah. So I looked into it. I was like, and this is the middle of my busiest season. And so I'm like, oh man, do I do the operation and just be bedridden for like the rest of the season and not be able to do my workshops? Or, is there an alternative? So I started going online and then apparently the Achilles can repair itself.
And is that what happened with yours?
Yeah. The tendon just snapped.
Yeah. Oh.
And the calf just rolled up. Oh, have you not seen my calves? So my right calf it's a bulge, like it's massive. I got pretty big calves. the left side, it looks like a 10-year-old calf. Like it is so tiny. Like it's the size of this mouse. Like it is so tiny, but it just rolled up, right? And so you don't realize how important the Achilles tendon is when you're like walking and going up the stairs because it's
Here's
all
like the most painful thing to snap.
It wasn't. Like it wasn't. I had to drive home afterwards because I was like 4 hours away. I was at a youth camp, and then I was playing basketball. Kid kicked me in the back, snapped. Everybody left, and I'm like, yeah, it was horrible. Yeah. Anyway, so it wasn't. It wasn't painful. It was scary because when I got kicked back there, I heard a gunshot. So when I got kicked and I went down immediately, and I didn't know why I went down. Like I didn't know why.
Okay.
And so I was like trying to get up, and I'm like, I couldn't get. I had no.
And you had no pain?
No. Like I don't remember having.
Maybe
pain.
the adrenaline kicked in right away.
Maybe. But all I remember is a gunshot. I went down because I was like, the kid pushed me, and then I was trying to get back up, and I couldn't get back up, and I didn't know why I couldn't get back up, and I'm like, what is happening, and stuff like that. And then, oh no, I did feel pain because then somebody came in. They were the first aid person. They told me to extend my leg and to rotate it, and I couldn't. And as I was doing it, that's when I started to feel some form of pain. But it wasn't like excruciating. Like it wasn't, because I've twisted my ankles before, and that was hell. Like I just didn't like it. But anyways, this was like, oh my gosh, oh, it's uncomfortable. Oh, okay, it's uncomfortable. But I walked to my car limping, got in, drove, fine, came here, fine, went upstairs, fine, like whatever.
Then you went to the doctor, I guess?
No.
So did you self-diagnose and was like,
Yeah.
I love it, man. I 100% wouldn't expect anything different from you. That makes so much sense to me. That is Miguel 100%.
No, and again, I went on, look, you don't do this. If something's wrong.
How did you get an air boot? Because you were wearing an air boot and you had crutches.
Yeah.
So how did you get those then if you didn't go anywhere?
One of the families from church, they had an air boot.
So you self-diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
And you self-heal. Well, that's why you have a 10-year-old calf now.
No, it's being rebuilt, but it'll never.
Now we know he has a 10-year-old calf. Now we know why.
Well, I'm trying to rebuild it, and that's going to the gym. But anyways, the point is
that go to the doctor. If you ever feel a snap, go to the doctor. Do not self-diagnose like Miguel. Do not get an air boot from someone you know.
Go to the doctors. But I did.
Don't watch YouTube videos on how to repair your Achilles heel.
I did. Oh, so I did. I went on YouTube and I'm like, okay, there's a test called the Daniels test or the Daniels something where you lay on your stomach and then somebody squeezes your calf, and if the foot is moving, then it's like the Achilles is intact. But if they're squeezing the calf and the foot is not moving, then it's an Achilles problem. And so I was laying in bed. I'm like, Taiwan. She came over. Because you can't reach, right? You can't. Can you imagine? Like, right? Look like a Cardi B video, right? and so I'm laying in bed, and she comes up, and then she's squeezing my calf on my right, and sure enough, my foot's like going crazy. Then she went to my left and started squeezing, and my foot was just like done.
It was your Achilles.
And then when you and then I would rub along the Achilles, and you can feel like a divot.
Oh dang!
And that's from like so. Anyway, so I knew it was that. I hate going to doctors for 10 hours and just telling me something that I already know. So I knew that already. So then I went online to see possible remedies. One is surgery, and everywhere I went said the exact same thing, that the chances for the foot to get infected from the surgery is very, very high. Mm-hmm. Very high, because it's in the foot. You wear a sock sometimes, and then or your shoes, the bacteria from the sweat, whatever, gets into the scar, and they have to operate all over again, and that's twice as more painful. So that was one option. Mm-hmm. There's the other option is self-heal. Like it's the Achilles will repair itself. You just got to do certain exercises and all these different things. So I chose that route.
I'm glad it worked out for you.
Why go to the doctor?
Listen, please go to the doctor.
I'm just saying. I
Let's do
couldn't.
legal disclaimers. Thankfully, we don't live in the States where anything it's said, it can be like, well, they did that and it didn't work for me. And now I'm going to sue you.
Please talk to a physician, talk to a doctor, go to the hospital. Do
Legal
not.
disclaimers. Be smart. Use common sense.
Be smart.
Not Miguel common sense style, but
I should open up my own hospital. Like, what do you think's wrong with you?
Let's check Google. Just kidding.
But one of the things that helped me was a cold plunge.
Yeah.
So I would go, and it's funny because I could feel the tendons kind of like tingling and repairing themselves.
Rebuilding?
It was incredible. So I would hit the sauna, 15, 20 minutes, jump into the cold plunge for 5, and then just keep doing that for an hour. And dude,
there you are with your 10-year-old calf.
3-4 months later,
You're good to go.
I'm good to go. I'm dancing, running, and stuff. I am much slower now, but still, I've lost speed because of my calves.
It's okay. I'm sure you can work through it.
But it's scary, yeah. And I found out that the reason why I heard the gunshot, because when the tendon's already stressed, and so when it snaps,
It makes that sound.
but nobody else can hear it. It's all eternal. So the sound travels up the leg and right into your earbuds.
Eeks.
So
Oh my gosh.
I'm a qualified semi-doctor.
Please take an advice from a
Don't-
certified physician.
Don't listen to me. You need to go to the doctor or hospital, please.
Yeah.
So I could have done your eye laser surgery.
Heck to the no.
I could have.
No thanks.
All I would have needed,
let's-
just 20 minutes of you watching stuff on YouTube, and I can almost guarantee I could have done it for you.
Okay, so little life update. So we talked about like what's going on with you. Then we talked about your Achilles heel, how you self-healed.
I did.
I went the legit way. I went to the doctor.
This is legit. This is totally.
I mean,
totally
I'm glad it worked with
legit.
you. He went to Dr. Google. I went to a clinic. I was struggling hardcore with my eyesight, and it was progressively getting worse. My mom has very like progressive lenses, and my brother was heading in the same way. Like he is 10 years older than me. His vision has declined quite a bit and quite aggressively, right? And my vision started declining quite aggressively. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do LASIK. But here's the fun fact. I actually thought I wasn't going to be eligible for LASIK.
You told me that before you left.
Yeah, because with LASIK, the correction is based on the correction where like if you can't see far, right? And my problem was that I could kind of see far, but I couldn't see close, right?
Yeah.
And when I did they have an online virtual screening, and when I did it with the person, they're like, we don't know if you're actually a candidate, so you can go in, get an assessment, get some tests done completely free, and then we'll figure it out. Thankfully, I went for the assessment, the test, and everything, and they're like, yes, you are eligible. Here it is. Like these are the prices breakdowns. This is what we can do. So I was really excited because I was like, okay, we're gonna do this, right? So then I'm waiting. We set this. We set the date for the procedure. I got my procedure April 5th, and like between the time then to April 5th, I got a call from one of the. I don't think they're nurses. I don't know what the term is for the people who do the eye exams and the tests and all that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get a call and we're discussing my results. Turns out that I have a very complicated eyesight where my eyes have like my cornea, the deep like black part is quite deep. So she's telling me that the doctor still recommends and thinks it's a good idea for me to go ahead with the test or with the procedure. However, having said that, it's going to be like a one and done. Like I can't go for a retouch up again. And one other things is if your eyesight starts to bother you again, you come back in and we can do a touch up, right? So I was like, okay. Then the second part that they talked to me about is because of my deep corneas, it puts me at higher risk of this particular condition, which they called it. And I was like, sorry, what is that? So I had to look it up. It's a condition where you're just highly sensitive to the light outside, and it's because your cornea, instead of being nice and flat, it starts kind of bulging out a little bit. So like people, like if you were to see me, you probably couldn't see it, but it's within, instead of being like that, it's just like there's a small bulge. And I was
like your eyeball?
yeah, like my eyeball wouldn't be bulging, but the cornea, the black part in the middle,
Yeah.
would be bulging. But
Goes out.
yeah, but you wouldn't be able to see it because the lens, like your natural eye lens, is still there. So it's
Yeah.
not like you'll be able to see like a bulge, right?
Okay.
But that's why it creates light sensitivities. It's a condition that can be manageable. And she's like, we're not saying that you're going to get it, but because if you choose to do LASIK, you are going to be at higher risk of developing this condition. And I was like, okay, at first it freaked me out because I was like, does this condition lead to blindness? No, it does
Yeah.
not lead to blindness.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are the chances? She's like, oh, the chances are not very high. Like 2,000 people get it. I was like, okay. So I was like, am I supposed to feel nervous? But I kid you not, I still felt really good inside. I was like, okay. Then the other thing, they're like, I can't remember. She talked about something else. So I'm talking to Mike and I was like, should I be worried about this? I'm worried because I don't feel worried.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes there's things that people tell you and you're like,
It's going to be okay.
yeah, I have that feeling. And I was like, oh, you know what? It's going to be fine. So we go through that. I go back the day of. I'm a little scared that day. Up to that day, I was feeling fine. They offered me a relaxant in order for me to do the procedure. And initially, I was like, I think I'm going to be okay. I know how to deep breathe. I know how to like.
Sorry, a relaxant?
Yeah, a relaxant. So you're not freaking out. It's like a sedative. Yeah. So what did you think? Anyway.
It was like something for like to make you go poo.
No, not a laxative.
Okay.
You're thinking laxative. No, a relaxant to
Like,
help you calm you down.
What does that have to do with your eyeballs?
You're like, I don't know, maybe you need anyway. So then after that, I get to the thing. I get to the clinic. I'm doing the test. I'm doing because they do the eye exams again just to see how your vision is. And the girl, I asked the girl, I was like, can you tell me how does it go? Because the idea of my eyeball being propped open for 5 minutes freaks me out, right? So then,
do they wet it? Because you
no,
know how your
yeah,
eyeballs
they give you eye drops, yeah.
No. I know, but like right now we blink so we can continue. We can keep our eyeballs moisturized.
Yeah, the eye drops that they give you, they act as hydration.
Right, but then those drops go away.
No, because you're still like that, and the procedure is quite quick, to tell you the truth.
But that's what. Even if it's you can't. But even that, even if it's for like 10 minutes, your eyeballs just opened up like that.
So 5. It was like a 5 minute here and a 5 minute here.
Right. Even try not blinking for 5 minutes.
No, I know, but you have something and that's what freaked me out. So this is the part that I was like, sign me up for that relaxant. I'm like, I don't need to be a hero. I know my limitations, right? Because she tells me and she's like, okay, they're going to do this. And I was like, well, how is it that my eye stays open for that long, right? Because I couldn't understand it. And they're like, oh, you know what? They're going to put a device in your eye and it's going to like prop your eye open. As soon as she said that, I was like, okay, let me sign up for that relaxant. So I'm gonna say yes, and she's like, oh, okay, no problem. Yes, I'll let you. Like, we'll let the doctor know, and you're gonna get one. I'm like, perfect. So I'm like, oh my god, right? So then it's a 4-hour thing where you have to be there, but literally the procedure is 10 minutes because they do tests, and you have to talk to like multiple different people and whatnot. So it's finally procedure time, right? And fun fact, I realized that when I'm nervous, I talk a lot. I talk a lot to begin with. So me nervous, next level, okay?
She's like, oh my gosh, give her the laxative now.
A laxative, a relaxant.
Whatever it's called. Whatever it's
I did
called.
not want a laxative. So
whatever it's called.
my goodness, like I am a talking machine. Like you have no idea, right? So I get to what is it? Okay, so I'm waiting outside, and they give you a hairnet. You're not supposed to bring anything that's fuzzy inside to where they do the procedures because you're dealing with your eyeballs, right? So the doctor comes out. The kind doctor, very factual, right? And here I am, very like, right? Anyway, so then he's like, well, you have really complicated eyes. And I was like, well, I'd like to keep you guessing. And he's like, it's not about that. It's about how you heal. And I was like, oh, dang. I'm like, okay, I am just... At that point, I was like, Maria, stop with the corny jokes.
Just stop talking.
Oh, gosh, 100%, right? So then he, again, tells me about my cornea and then tells me that I have... I already kind of knew that I have some congenital thing. Like, they're like little blue dots on my eyes. And basically what it's significant, or I don't know, what it predicts is that in the future I'm more likely to get cataracts in the eye, and they're like, they made me sign like a whole bunch of consent forms being like, LASIK does not protect you against cataracts. If you do get cataracts, this is something that's gonna have to be taken care of. And like,
Wow.
and then I had 5 consent forms based on my eyes. So I'm like, I don't know if that's normal, but I was like busy signing consent forms. And then we're about to do the procedure, or like right before it, he's like, yeah, he's like, well, he goes through the numbers with me, and he's like, right now your eyesight needs, like, he gives me the numbers, a +2, right? He's like, the thing is that when your eyes are dilated, your prescription increases to a +4, right? So this means that within the next like couple years, your prescription would have increased by this much. And and then he goes, he's like, you are actually at the higher likelihood that this procedure won't work. And I was like,
Oh my gosh. And you still went for
100%.
it?
I was like, I'm already here, man. I'm like, sign me up. Okay, if I say that, because you know what? 60% chance that it is gonna work. It did work. I had 60% odds.
But that 40%, dude.
I was like, I better do it. I would rather go with the 60%, knowing that I did something to prevent my eyesight from declining, than being like, oh.
What's wrong with glasses?
They were gonna keep getting thicker and thicker and thicker. That's the thing.
You said that your mom has the same thing. Her glass is not that thick.
Yeah, because they do something that's like, my mom's prescription is really, really like high.
Yeah.
And her prescription has been changing every year. And my brother's prescription has increased in the last 2 years, where it's like thick, right? And so I'm like, I'm not trying to go down. Like, everything else is aging quite well in my body except my eyeballs. I'm not trying to like.
And your hair. You
Shush.
need to do something with your hair. I'm glad that you're on that side, because now people can see what I can see.
I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Double dose of relaxant. Can you read that?
Yeah, I can see it. I can.
For reals?
I can see it. I can literally see it. I can see it. It's like, I kid you not. That's why I'm so glad I went with it, because after I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it. And he's like, yeah. He's like, I think it's a good idea. And then he says to me, he's like, right now, because we're fixing your vision up to 2. So because my prescription was +2, but eventually my prescription was going to get +4 and even higher, we still have wiggle room that if my eyesight declines, I can still go back and get it once more. Right? So I was like,
so this means, so just because you get it doesn't mean you're fixed forever.
No, it doesn't.
You know Steven Souza from my ward?
Yeah.
He got it. And so that means he has to go back again.
No. There's some people that get it. So natural eye aging happens, and you will need glasses, but it's reading glasses that you'll need.
Yeah.
It happens. And that they make sure to tell you that. To some people, you may have to go for a touch-up, right? Where they just kind of fix it up and you can see again. For me, I may need to do a touch-up in the next 4 years, but I also may not. There's people that don't have to do anything for 10, 20 years. Listen, if I get a solid 4 years out of this without seeing this clearly, like 4K vision, when I, like the next day.
Man, everything's 3D.
Seriously, I was looking at my alarm on the ceiling and I was like, is it always been that bright? I'm like, look at the crispness of those lines. I did not realize how fuzzy my eyesight was.
Hang on, time out. The light on your ceiling?
So I have an
light?
alarm.
Yeah?
And the alarm reflects on the ceiling.
Oh, for reals?
Yeah.
I've seen those.
They're amazing. But I actually didn't know how like crisp the lines were. I didn't realize that there was such a huge difference in my eyesight. But I kid you not, the next day I was like looking around and I'm like, is this what life looks like? And I was like, before I had to tell Mike, I was like, Mike, is this what you see? He's like, yeah, it was going, it was like going from, the big box televisions that had the antenna, you had to like hit it to like, to kind of try, like to see something that's slightly fuzzy. That was me, because instead of kicking it, I was like this, I was like blinking to try to refocus. But then I woke up and it was 4K, man. You know, when you go to Costco and you're like, whoa, look at those TVs. Legit. I was like, I took my chances. My chances played in my advantage.
What a nerd.
Listen, I was like, I'm living my best life.
Yeah.
And even if I have to go back in 4 years or 10 years from now, I start using glasses, worth every minute. I'm not like, look at those odds, 60%, sign me up. I will take those odds.
Okay.
Anyway, so here I am with, and I tell Mike the procedure. He's like, can you please not tell me that?
No.
It was awesome. Like,
that's weird.
You're
fixing anything else?
just my eyes. I'll eventually
What am-
work on other areas. we're a work in progress, but
I can
leave my hair alone. It's fine. Anyway.
Earlobes are off, eh?
My what?
Your earlobes?
Are they? Cool.
They're off.
They give me some personality. I love it.
This one's higher. This one's much lower. So you're like
It's like one is on here.
it's like walking around.
That's my elbow.
So like, what? Hang on, let me hear.
It gives me some
Hang
personality.
on, let me hear with this here.
Listen, it's good. It's good. Anyway, moral of that story: don't get freaked out about your odds. If it's 60-40, it's still really good. I mean,
But even so here the other side of that story though is that the 40% wasn't a bad thing. It's just it meant it just didn't work. It didn't mean you were gonna go blind.
no, it didn't mean
Yeah.
I would have been exactly in the same boat,
Yeah.
right?
So whatever.
Exactly, and that's what I figured too.
What if the 40% would have been like, yeah, you might go blind from this procedure?
Heck to the no, I'm not doing it. 40% to go blind. That's a little too
Exactly.
That's a little too
So
aggressive.
it's not just about the percentages.
It's what it is. Like
Yeah.
I was a 40% chance that it didn't. Like there's still obviously they have to tell you there is chances of going blind because it's an eye procedure, right? But the chances are next to nothing.
Yeah.
But a 40% chance of going blind, I would not have taken that risk. 40% chance to stay the same as I was before. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going with the latter.
If I was to give you $1 million right now, would you take it?
I would ask you, what's the string attached?
No strings. Just would you take it? No strings attached. You're not gonna be like my slave in my house and like clean the garbage.
I would be off put. I'd be like, why are you giving me $1 million?
Just because you were friends and here's $1 million. Do you want it?
Where are you getting this money from?
Don't worry. Why are you asking so many questions, dude?
Listen, because are you involving me in some type of like money laundering?
It's not money laundering. It's like here's $1 million, and
Did you win the lottery? Is that how
Sure,
we're doing?
sure.
And I know you won the lottery.
and I won the lottery, and then I've won I've won 50 million, and here's $1 million to start your career and to do whatever you want.
Would I take
Morgan.
it? Yes, I would take it.
Do it, take it.
I would take it. Would you take it if I did that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I would take money. What if I told you that? So you would take it?
Yeah.
What if I told you that by you taking it, you can't? You're not waking up tomorrow morning.
I guess I'm spending it all today.
No, you're not waking up tomorrow morning. Like you wake up dead.
Exactly. That's why I'm spending all the money today.
So you would take it still?
No, I wouldn't take it.
Oh, exactly.
No, but I thought it was like a trick where like I already took it.
No.
No, 100% no. I wouldn't take it. I'd rather be where I'm at.
So time is more important than money.
100%.
I learned that. Where somebody told it to me. I saw it online. That this guy was interviewing people on. We should do that, eh?
Should just go out on the road. And
Yeah,
interview
we should
people.
go out on the road and interview people and then just bring it back and show our findings on the podcast.
It sounds good. Let's do it.
Dude, I'm game for that.
I feel like I would need to work up the courage to do that. So
For
I'll
what?
be the.
For what?
I
You're
don't
just
know,
asking questions. You like talking.
I do. I love talking. True that.
You're like in the grocery store. And you're like, "Oh, I like your shoes. And like, I
I
see you
have
do it.
to. I talk and
So this would be the exact same thing and be like, hey, how are you doing? Listen, we have a question for you. What do you think success is? And then, what's the most interesting
well,
thing?
first you have to ask them if it's okay for them to be in camera
No, I
and
know.
all that.
I've done it before, right? So you'd be like, you record yourself, you record them, and you'd be like, hey, which is part of a podcast. You mind if are you okay if we ask a question? We use it on our set. That's it, right? And they say yes, and you record them saying yes, so they can't come back and be like, I never gave consent. But yeah, you just go back and you be like, hey, what's the one thing that you want to be successful in, or just questions about success. This is vision to success. So we go out and get people's opinions on their visions and then their success and everything in between.
Perfect. That sounds like a
I'm
perfect
being
summer
serious.
project.
Yeah. Oh, summer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because summer's right around the corner, right?
I know. Beach bottom jeans.
What's peach bottom jeans?
What?
With the boots, with the fur.
Got the whole club looking at her.
Did she hit the floor?
She hit the floor.
Did she go bam, bam?
No,
I don't even know
you
that.
messed it up.
I know, I couldn't
Oh,
remember.
you messed. This could have been good.
I
Sure, they got low.
I should be like, did she get low?
Oh my gosh.
We should do lyrics of
We
of
should,
songs.
but you don't. Apparently, you don't know any songs.
I do. I just forgot that part.
Apple bottom jeans.
With the boots, with the fur.
Got the whole club looking at her.
She hit the floor.
She hit the floor.
Did she go low, low, low? All right.
This wasn't a question. Did she go low, 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 low?
You can't make it into a song.
Yes, it is.
No,
Shorty
I know.
got low, 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 low.
No, I know, but if you make it into a question, people are gonna be like, "What are they talking about?" Unless it's those people that know the song, right?
No, you gotta stay true to the format.
Anyway.
It's not a question. Anyway, so yeah. Anything else then?
No, that's it. That's where we've been these past few weeks. So yes, we do still have a podcast.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? Next week.
We've been really, it's Miguel's busy season. I've been off because I've been getting LASIX and with my kids and everything. So, and moving forward, it's a busy season for Miguel. So we're going to try to figure out what day works best for us.
Yeah,
but we
I
are
do
still doing our
apologize.
podcast.
So I can do next.
That's okay. Let's figure it out.
Yeah,
and we'll
figure
say, and you know what? And this has been a great season. We'll open up a new season next time we do our podcast.
Yes.
It's been a great season,
It's
right?
been a phenomenal. You know that this is our 49th.
That's an insane amount.
So
we started a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
we're
did.
almost hitting 52. That would be a full year.
52. Yeah, that's incredible.
52 weeks. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. It's been
Been
a
a
great
good ride.
journey. Hey. All right, people.
All right. So did it go? Oh no, there it is.
I'm like, what are you doing?
So what was your takeaway today?
Dang, my takeaway was remembering how messy like the middle is and how uncomfortable and how we want to fix it now and how we all have those feelings. And sometimes, and not sometimes, all the time, we have to walk through those feelings in order to get to the other side. So it was a reminder of the importance of trusting the process and walking through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
My takeaway was
To grab some laxatives?
no. No, my takeaway was forgive. I have to forgive. It's the only way that I'm gonna get closure, and it's the only way that I'm gonna feel better.
100%. But remember, you have to, it comes with time. It's not something you can force it either. But trust the process.
Trust the process.
Forgive, release, and then you'll be able to move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, all of our social sites information is right up here, right up there. So follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and then that way and hit the notification bell button. So when we go live, you will get a notification, and then you can join us online as well.
Yes, absolutely. You guys take care.
Alrighty, later. Check us out
Bye.
website. Bye. Talk later. Bye.
Got a minute, don't know. Got a minute of your time. Got a minute of your. Let it. I sure gotta live right, and I'm never gonna let you out of my side. I've been up